Hello, how's it going? Welcome to What the Flick. I am Christy Lemire. That is Alonso Duralde. That is Matt Atchity. It was a weekend. It was a really, really crammed weekend.
Nobody told me it was glasses day.
Oh, I'm wearing my glasses still. I totally forgot to take them off. Should I leave them on?
You can take them off and be like, oh, you're beautiful.
I'm a superhero now. I forgot I had them on. This is basically because I'm an old person. And I can see, oh, that's what you look like.
For some of us, every day is glasses day.
No, I'm going to wear them.
Okay.
Do you like them? Vote yes or no. I don't care if you do or not.
Send it back in study hall.
They're on my face. So this weekend, one of the things that you and I did,
yes,
not together. is we went and saw 2001: A Space Odyssey in 70mm at the ArcLight, which is something we had talked about when it was first announced.
This was the, what did they call it, the de-stored version?
Because Christopher Nolan, he took the original
camera negative. Yes, but like there was no digital sweetening, no restoration at all, but literally just kind of going back to the source. But you know, it was amazing.
Yeah.
The movie always looks great in 70mm, and I couldn't pinpoint how this version is different than the previous times I've seen it in 70, but I can say it's as good as any time I've seen it before and better than some.
Yeah, I didn't ever notice hologram Yoda at the end before. That was different.
Completely
that
new.
was like, whoa, he's everywhere. He really is timeless. But yeah, he didn't add anything. He didn't edit anything. He didn't change anything. But he just did he even touch up the negative? Was it?
No, I mean there were even a couple of. There was I noticed a couple of splices very quickly.
Yeah.
So I think the idea was to this is as OG 2001 as we can do.
Yeah, and I had never seen 2001, and all the times I'd seen it, I had never seen it on the big screen, and certainly never in 70. Yeah, I realized in retrospect I had only seen it on TV and probably in college and probably under the influence of something at some point in time or another. So I took my husband, who also I don't think had ever seen it in its entirety, even, and my 8-year-old son.
That's good parenting.
It really is, and I gotta say, he wasn't the only kid.
No, I saw a bunch when I went too.
Yeah, so you went on Friday night.
Yes.
How was your crowd on Friday night?
It was mostly full and very respectful.
Really?
Even at the ArcLight, sometimes you get your phone scofflaws, but these people were there to be there. Yeah. That movie gets quieter than most movies when they get quiet, and nobody was.
Was it like a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie where every time a character comes on, people applaud? Like the first time you see the apes, everybody goes
woo,
crazy.
Haywood Floyd, yeah.
Right? Hell, woo!
It was not but although we had trivia before ours.
We did too, but that's when I dashed to the bathroom, so I missed it.
Yeah, it was trivia. It was stuff like what day was Hal created?
Oh, right.
And where?
Yes.
It was January 12th, 1993 in Urbana, Illinois, which
right.
I did not know. Some guy in the audience knew.
Of course.
And everyone was like, wow,
it's always a guy.
Nicely done. Yeah, my theater was pretty packed. It went 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday because originally this run was only going to be one day.
Yeah, I bought a ticket for my birthday, which I was not going to go to a movie, but it was that was the one day. And now I just pulled it up on Fandango, and it's tonight and tomorrow night and Wednesday night if you're in Los Angeles at the ArcLight, and in whatever city you're in, if it's showing, maybe they've expanded the run there as well, depending on how it was selling.
Somebody drove in from Las Vegas for our showing. So if you're anywhere in the vague Western Hemisphere and you want to go see it, it was really cool. And as you say, yes, the silence was very powerful. The reverence for what we were about to see was very powerful. And then on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, it's just big. When the orchestra is blasting with the titles. I mean, I wanted to cry. It's so viscerally, gutturally powerful in your bones to hear that.
I think they're the only movies that I think you absolutely have to watch on 70mm, I would say, are Jacques Tati's Playtime and this.
Yes.
To
get the details of them.
Yeah, I mean, Lawrence of Arabia probably would be on that list too. But
I saw that in high school at a revival, and what's great about seeing that is that you do get to see Sharif come in over the horizon in that shot, right? You don't really appreciate that when you're watching it on a television, but you see it on the big screen, that iconic shot with the two lines pointing at it.
No. Movies on the big screen, that's a much longer list, but specifically 70.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
that one in 70,
fair enough, sure.
But when they're docking at Clavium Base, right, and you can see the thing comes down to bring the little spaceship down, you can see in the windows little people are doing little jobs, and I'm not sure that you can pick up on the detail that's that minute.
And then
and
in like every direction, there's the people up there, the people over there,
And he takes his time, like with that shot, to let you luxuriate in the detail he is obsessed over.
I got to dig out I have the Taschen, Stanley Kubrick, because I know they list out, like, 'cause when there's like the instructions on how to use a zero gravity toilet, that Kubrick made sure that those were all like they all meant something, and they were all like, even if you see it on screen for 2 seconds, somebody had to write that list.
Yeah, and you realize, again, looking at it on that scale, how much other films set in space owe to it.
Oh, totally.
Like all the interiors of all the spaceships in Star Wars, look so much like that.
It's funny because at the ArcLight right now, they have a big they do a thing often in the lobby where they'll display costumes, and so they have 3 of the outfits from Solo in front of this photograph of the inside of the Millennium Falcon, and it's like, oh, that's just like the 2001 interiors.
Well, especially because the Solo Falcon, as we've seen, and this is not a spoiler, we've seen from all the promo materials, it's meticulously spotless.
Yeah, it's got the new car smell.
Right, and the difference between when you see Star Wars and say 2001 is not hitting you with that used future. Right, like all that stuff looks relatively new, appropriately so.
Yes.
Right, and it looks beautiful. But then you go to Star Wars, you're like, oh, people have been living in this stuff for a while.
But Star Wars and Alien, I think, were the first movies to sort of give you the idea of a dingy future, or that not everything was going to be bright and gleaming.
The beauty
all the
of decay.
Yes.
But also even before, things get stressful and the actual plot kicks in, like when they're just sitting around on Clavian Base talking about, they're having coffee, and you see stuff for Pan Am and the Hilton and
the Howard Johnsons.
Yeah, it's Howard Johnson's, right. And
I was thinking nowadays it would be every restaurateur who has a restaurant in Vegas would have a thing on the space station. Like there'd be a Momofuku, and there would be, like Nancy Silverton would have a Mozza up there or something.
And that seems...
I'm excited about Guy Fieri's moon-based alpha.
But it seems kind of prescient.
Flavor Planet.
No, but it doesn't seem like he knew, and Skyping, early Skyping or whatever.
Totally.
So he seemed like eerily prescient about things.
But what's great is like what I love about those scenes, the scene with the Russians and then the briefing, it's like they're so banal on one level, but there's also like, there's such a level of threat going on, and of like, you better not talk about this, or we're not going to tell you this. And it also sort of brings that implication of like, yes, we have conquered the stars, but we're still mad at Russia.
It is a timeless theme. So Nick actually liked it more the weirder it got.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the more amorphous and the more challenging it got, and the whole like hurtling through time and space section, like with Alonso's shirt coming to life. He liked it. He leaned over to me. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. Let's talk about it afterwards. And then, at the end, when it's vague, you can interpret it in a lot of ways. We had a really fun conversation about what he thought happened, and noticing things about like who's eating with their left hand versus eating with their right hand, and little details trying to figure out
My first art film.
It's his first Kubrick film. It's rated G, parents.
That's right.
When all these Pixar movies are PG for mild and rude humor, Kubrick is a G-rated filmmaker, and so we're trying to figure out what can we show him next. Not Clockwork Orange, not Eyes Wide Shut, not Full Metal Jacket.
Not
Full Metal Jacket.
Okay,
no,
it's G-rated, but
can we
so that means we're okay with
Paths of Glory?
So apes killing each other, that's still G-rated.
Well, there's no blood.
Oh,
it's true.
Right? It's just them hitting each other with bones, but you don't see anything actually die. Anyway, so go.
And did he get the whole bone becomes a spaceship
He
thing?
did. I'm like, here comes the cut. Here comes the cut. It's coming. Anyway, we got box office and some can for you as well. So stick with us, please.